Hello and welcome everyone to episode 70 of the Gaming Duo podcast. I'm your host for this week, Rob Garcia, and I'm joined by co-host Kilver Alone and special guest YouTuber and streamer Tony, aka Samurai Kibiji. I think I said that right, correct?
Yes, you did. I'm very proud. Yes, you did.
Do you know what, dude? I was looking at that and I was like, I hope I don't mess up the name. I'm gonna try my hardest. And what happened?
You tried your hardest. I'm proud of you.
No, I'm proud. I'm proud whenever anybody says the right. But then they also know, because then it's like every now and then I'll say in videos like it's Keebs or it's Kibiji or whatever. So it's like, have you really watched the channel?
Yeah. Do you really know who I am?
Exactly, like fake fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you are new to the show, we are the podcast that provides profound and engaging discussions on the latest gaming news every Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Tony, first time on the show, can you tell everyone kind of like, what's your niche? What are you doing? What kind of content you produce? Give us a little lowdown on what's going on. What's your world like?
It's cool because I'm actually going through a course to kind of help narrow that down even all the more. But essentially right now, I just love discussions in gaming. That is the main channel I got. If you're into anime, I have Westside Otaku, where I just like to talk about anime every now and then there. But on the main channel, Samurai Kibiji, it's just discussion around new stuff going on in gaming and maybe celebrating something like a year anniversary of something to occasionally look back. But for the most part, just what's going on in the gaming world. So news stories, maybe building up the hype to something coming out soon. Just did something on Fall Guys today, for instance. We're season 7. And that's just the goal, is to keep the hype going, because gaming is an awesome thing and I want to keep the hype going. So that's my thing.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You definitely do a good job. I know recently I saw, you're a big Halo fan and a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, very much. Those are my two. How what if there's a rating for this show, what would it be? PG-13 radar?
Oh, this is full blown R, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I've heard you guys like curse before. Yeah.
yeah.
So Halo and Kingdom Hearts is my left and right testes. So
okay, all right. That paints a great picture for me. I love it.
Wow,
yeah.
That's the first
that
time
is
I've
the way
ever
I
heard
put
of
it
that.
to people. Like,
I'm right
Smash
there
is
with you,
also
though.
there, but
I'm right there with you. I think if it was my testes, it would probably be the left one would be Kingdom Hearts, the right one would be Metal Gear Solid. So I'm kind of like right there with you. You know what I mean?
I heard the trivia, and I was like, I heard how mad you got. It's like,
Oh
damn
my
it, I
God,
didn't
dude,
remember the stakes.
It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he has to give me all of his Metal Gear Solid stuff now because he fails.
Yeah, I have a shrine.
Yes.
You can't sell from here, but I have a shrine of like Metal Gear Solid stuff, and I should just throw it away at this point because it's worthless now.
Yeah,
But yes, Kingdom Hearts Halo are awesome.
Yes, and I guess I have to answer that question too. What if I what if I have 3 testes? Does that
That's true.
You know, like
That's fair. That's fair.
No, it's for me. It's again Kingdom Hearts and Devil May Cry. Is my game. That's
funny. So we're all 3 Kingdom Hearts. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, not to go into too much of this, but like that's how I found you as a content creator, as a YouTuber, way back when Kingdom Hearts 3 started, or when it was first announced. I was like in the hype train looking for people to just kind of see their reaction, and then I stumbled upon you, and that's how I started watching your content, and kind of got into following you and stuff like that because of Kingdom Hearts. So that's how I know you from YouTube.
That's sick. That's awesome. A lot of people found me through Kingdom Hearts as well. I don't know how. I became like a Kingdom Hearts YouTuber for 2 years, and people identified.
I thought
me
you
as
were
that.
for the longest. Yeah, I thought you were.
Dude, they tagged me with like Gamers Joint and Siriki, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not really a Kingdom Hearts YouTuber, but thank you.
You know what it is? It's because you are passionate.
Yeah,
you show passion in your videos, and that sometimes people are just putting out content, just do it. But you can obviously tell that you really, truly have a great respect for this game. So I think that's kind of what kind of sets you above and why you became kind of like Kingdom Hearts guy,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk more about, what you do later in the in-game chat section of the podcast. And then we're going to do some gaming trivia. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the gaming news of the week. All right. So let's jump in. News number 1. Will the Xbox streaming stick change the game? This is from techradar.com. First revealed during E3 2021, Microsoft is planning to release its very own Xbox streaming stick, heading to your TV sometime in the next 12 months, according to reliable sources. VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, and The Verge, Tom Warren. The Xbox streaming stick is part of Xbox Everywhere project. The initiative is to expand the Xbox brand and extend its cloud gaming service to new devices. Jeff Grubb says the stick will let you stream movies, TV shows, and the entire catalog of games included in Xbox Game Pass. Wow, that
Wow.
is pretty crazy news. I'm going to start with Tony here. Could this be a game changer for not just Xbox, but for the industry?
Oh yeah. Um, you know, a while back, Phil Spencer was just saying like we're not really looking at PlayStation and Nintendo as our competition. We're looking at, Netflix, Amazon, Google. And
Right.
I truly believe he said that because this whole like acquisition business that they're doing, it's not just to like, up the games that they have, but also the content that they have. That's the thing. Xbox is going towards the era of content producer. And because of that, they want people on Game Pass, and they want people on Game Pass as much as we are on Netflix. We're on Netflix on our phone. We're on Netflix on our smart TVs, on our consoles, at our friend's house, wherever we go. And if this streaming stick does that, that's their goal. That's their goal with everything they're doing, is just to get you in the Xbox ecosystem and their platform, not their console, their platform. You don't think of Netflix as a console, you think of it as a platform. And that's what they want to do. If anybody else will follow suit, we'll see. It depends on how successful they are with this. And if they are, that very well could change how like we play games in the future.
Very well said. Kel, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall for a very long time, right? Like, we kind of saw this coming from a mile away. Xbox has just been dominating the industry, not in sales, not as far as sales wise, but as far as just like revolutionizing the gaming industry, right? And then
Yeah.
this is one of those things that they are honing down on. I'm like, this is what we're going to be known as, right? The console, or the system that can play anywhere, right? And now they're making it so that you don't even need a console, you don't even need an Xbox to play this, which is amazing. It's like you would have never thought this would happen 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So for them to like really push boundaries and make this a really good stepping stone for those that really don't have the budget to buy an Xbox S, One S, this is like it just kind of like helps those that really want to get into the gaming that much more, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think
Oh.
this is, they want you to just be in their ecosystem. They don't care at what price point you come into it. They just want you to be in it. And because it, basically, if you open up all these different tiers for everyone, that's just revenue for you, right? And then what happened where they try the stick and they're like, you know what, I love these games, but I kind of want to see them in better detail, or I want, not as much latency because I know I'm streaming them. I actually want to buy an Xbox Series X now.
Right.
And then now we have people getting hyped for that, buying a console. So, yeah, it's a great move. Now, how much do we think this stick is going to be, and how much should it cost? How much you think Xbox is going to price it versus how much you think this thing should cost, Tony?
Yeah, that's a good question. Can I add something to that previous point though that I
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
thought of? Like, you know how like there's some series exclusive games you can't play them on an Xbox One. You
Right.
can, because they
Right.
did the cloud thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could
Exactly. Yeah.
play series exclusive games through one, so it's like I think that's just what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so just play them however you possibly can. That's a good example of that. But
And to add to that too, I think that going back to like just having that boundary of having that being so that it's the beginning phase of like people to actually get into gaming and like Xbox ecosystem, like that would probably be an initiative for people to play games anywhere. But then now you have like your Xbox Series S as like their second tier of like, okay, this is gonna be like the second tier, because like now Xbox Series S is like first tier of like trying to get into the next generation. Now it's
Right.
like, okay, you'll be able to play with this Xbox. There's no name for it, right? Xbox streaming stick, I guess it's called. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't see.
that's
Yeah.
like that's like the very first like gateway into gaming for you for the Xbox ecosystem. And then if you want to upgrade, you can get into the Xbox Series S. But if you want to upgrade even more, the Xbox
If you don't want
Series X.
latency, get a
If you don't
Series
want any
S.
latency, get a Series S. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think it's cool that they have that 3-tier system now.
Yeah. But in terms of the cost, it can't be more than 100. Like that, even that saying that
I
out
think
loud,
that's a
that'd be
little
ridiculous to
ridiculous.
me.
Yeah,
Because if it is purely streaming based, then how much do those Roku sticks cost, or
exactly.
the Chromecasts? Like how much do those cost? I should actually look it up.
I mean,
But
the
whatever
Fire
those
Stick is like
cost,
$50, isn't it? It's
It's
like
like 30 and up is works because I know like the Fire Stick that starts around like $30 depending on like if you want the 4K model or stuff like
I'm
that. So
looking. Yeah, so like
yeah,
Chromecast with Google TV, that's $50. Yeah, so and you guys were just saying $50. There's a third gen size that's 30. So yeah, like 30 to 50
ranges.
bucks. Like it has to be the same price as that stuff. Because why would it not
100%,
be? You know?
100%. Yeah, and if they include
Oh,
that
but maybe it's bundled with the controller. And that's what
exactly,
makes it 100.
and that's
That's
what
what
make
makes
it
it
100.
100.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is fine because I you get a controller and you can use that in your next you could use that for Xbox
I
Series
mean, you
X.
have to
Your
buy a
That's
PC.
controller
true.
It's
You can
anyway.
fine.
carry it
You know?
over. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Um
you have to buy a
so
controller anyway, so it would make sense for them to bundle it. And then if it's $100, it's fair because you have the stick and then you have the controller to actually play the games.
Yeah.
so so 50 to $100 is what we're looking at right now. That would be the
I
Yeah.
think
range.
so.
And
Okay.
maybe they have that option. If for whatever reason you already have a controller from your Xbox One, then it's like, okay, you could just get the stick because it's compatible. So
Right, exactly. But like this is like really like think about this, how cool this is, right? You can play this anywhere you want, and it's just like it's such a simple design, but you have such a powerful like device with you at all times. I just think it's such a crazy thing
yeah,
to kind of wrap your head around.
yeah,
So I have kind of two thoughts about this. I'm kind of skeptical, and I'll tell you why I'm skeptical for these two reasons. PlayStation came out with a couple years ago with PlayStation TV that was kind of similar to this.
Mhm.
And
totally
I would
forgot about
say
that. Yep.
that
Yeah,
kind
I
of
completely forgot.
exactly it kind of failed, but you could do the PS Now membership where you can have access to all of those games on PS Now, and then you can also use your Netflix, all those other subscription services. And that kind of just you forgot about it, right? It fell to the wayside. So
Right.
how will this differ from that? What will make this successful? Because
Well, wasn't
PlayStation failed.
that more of a kind of like a subscription? That was there an actual device with that, or
It was a little piece, is a like a little TV looking thing, kind of similar to like an Apple TV, but very
oh,
skinny. And you can also use
oh,
it to stream from your PS4 to a different TV in your house using a Wi-Fi
uh
connection.
huh,
So yeah, and I think that one was actually priced at around $100 at launch. So yeah, Xbox can do it, but can they deliver upon it? It's not just being like, oh, this is great because you had someone that already did that,
I
and
think
and
times have changed at this point. How long ago was that? How long ago was that PlayStation TV thing? I forgot. It was like 2009 or something.
no, it was more
no,
recent than
no,
that.
like
Like
17, 19,
yeah,
something. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I was like, it wasn't
I'm like,
that far
what?
back.
I also
Yeah.
don't think they did a good job advertising that
Yes.
PlayStation TV thing. So I think that's a big key. So I
If
and
anything,
Xbox,
that might go with what PlayStation already kind of, because a lot of people talk about Game Pass because of how much it's promoted and word of
Right.
mouth spread, but nobody talked about PlayStation Now, even though it is a fine service, but they just
Yeah.
don't properly market it very much at all, and people don't talk about it because of that. So maybe that's a PlayStation issue.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah, I think also, like I said, I think it's just the times are different now. I think where we're at
yeah,
now with streaming service and cloud services, I think it's such a broader, like everyone knows about it much more now than it was before. And I think Microsoft, they've put in a lot of money, a lot of resources into doing this. So I think, which is why Game Pass is so successful right now. So that has a lot to do with it. And like you said too, Tony, that they've marketed the shit out of Game Pass at this point. So it definitely helps kind of spread that word of mouth for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think the key is the marketing behind it. And the other thing I'm kind of skeptical about was it is going to be cloud-based gaming, right? It's not going to be on Game Pass right now on your PC or your Xbox. You can actually download the game, right?
Right.
There's going to be no issues. On this, you're not downloading the game; you're streaming the game. So how is this
Yeah.
going to be different from Luna? How is this going to be different from Stadia? How, like those obviously didn't succeed. So how can
Yeah.
Xbox
Well, I
succeed in
mean,
this space?
it's kind of already just what xCloud is currently because they have it working on iOS now. You just use the browser thing. You could do it. xCloud is a
Yeah.
thing right now. So if anything, I'm almost surprised if there's a way to just go on a browser with your Chromecast or something. Can you just do xCloud on that? Actually, now that I think about it,
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I
because
don't know.
that's how you do it on
You're
the
right. Yeah.
computer. You just go to the browser and you could do it there. So
Right. Right. I don't see an issue with the streaming service as far as like how it functions. I think that is already been shown that
They
it's
are the
capable.
kinks out on that. That's
Yeah, I
that's
think the
ready to
kinks are
go.
already set, but it's I think now it's just them, all right, we have we know what to do with this. Now, how do we get it to as many hands as possible? Or as many TVs in this case as possible. So, and that's the case right there, you know.
you know what this is? This is a expensive demo to the Xbox ecosystem. I
Mm,
say that because like it's as you said before, if you want the true experience, you got to play these things on a console or a PC
right,
because when
Right.
you stream it, you're going to have some occasional pixelation, especially latency, which is really hard to play like fighting games or shooters with.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be the ideal experience. But if you're on the fence, get this for $50, try out some turn based stuff or attempt those games. And if you're liking it, what if you could play it in true 1080p in much less latency? Then here's the
right,
console. It's like it's an expensive demo to what you could get if you get into like an Xbox console.
right,
I just thought of
And
that potentially,
I
but
just thought of this just now too. It's probably going to be great for kids. It is a low cost entry point for kids to
right.
be able to play games. You don't have to spend $300 and he going in there touching, little Johnny's touching the buttons and
yes.
possibly messing up the thing and moving it around. So I think the possibilities are kind of endless with this stick.
Can I ask you guys something? So I'm assuming Tony, you have Game Pass as well, correct?
Yes. Yes.
How much do you use Game Pass? I've been thinking about this for a while now, and I'm like, I have Game Pass. I don't really ever use it. Maybe once in a while when like a heavy hitter comes out, but I don't really use it as much.
So it has been exponential. Because I think I first started using it like shortly after Gears 5 came out. Because that was how I
Mhm.
played Gears 5. I was
Right.
like at the
Same,
end of
same.
2019, and I was like, I don't know if I want to buy it. So let's actually try this using Game Pass or whatever. And I just kept it because there was the deal. 2019, I played more games than I ever have in a single year because of Game
Wow.
Pass. It
Yeah.
was like 17 or something. 2020, I can't remember, but it was the same thing. Last year, I did my list. I had enough games I had played to do a top 10 list. And I would not have had that if it wasn't for Game Pass.
Wow.
I played so many things through Game Pass last year. And this year, I'm kind of cutting myself off because
Yeah.
it gets hard to keep up with it if you actively use it. If you actively use it, it is hard to keep up with it. It
Yeah. All
really
right. So
Yes.
is.
it's just me. What about you, Rob?
I don't know if I went as hard as Tony, but I definitely enjoyed a lot of the games that were on that. There were games that, there was Subnautica that I didn't really want to purchase, but then I
Hmm.
saw it
Hmm.
on Game Pass. I was like,
Yes.
I get to play this game now. So there was a ton of those games where like I didn't want to spend the money to actually
Right.
buy them, but now that's there, I get to play them. I have, like I said, I don't think I could do a top 10 list for sure, but will I say I got my value and way more out of it for how much I've been paying? 100%. Like think
Yeah.
of Halo. Like you play Halo on it, right? Like you didn't
Yeah.
buy
Yeah.
Halo, you got it off the Game Pass. So
Yeah. Or just
it,
during a slow period. If you just want someone
Right.
to fill in the slow period, there you go.
Guardians of the Galaxy, again, it's one of those things where like I could have played Guardians of the Galaxy if I wanted to, right? It came out on Game Pass, but I just never got a chance to download, or I did download it, I just never played it. But I think it
Mhm.
just has to do with. I think for me, it's like okay, there's an influx of games that I can just pick and choose from, but now I don't know if I have the time to play all of these games, so now I just don't play any of them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like I have so
Yeah,
many games to
yeah.
play, I'm just not gonna play any of them because I'm like now I'm like
Do you
so
download
overwhelmed.
them? Do you download them and just don't touch them
Yes,
after?
Yep,
dude,
yep,
I do
I
the
yep,
same
yep,
played.
thing. I
yep.
do the
What do I
same
have?
thing.
I have Nier Automata. I have that I barely play like 10, 15 minutes of it, if that.
Yeah,
There's so many
Yep.
games on my list here that I just like they're just sitting
yeah.
here, you know?
I
It's
do the
crazy.
same thing, dude.
Yeah,
A
it's a
lot of
bad
things
habit.
just
Your
on
poor
it.
hard drive. It's just like why? You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
Yep.
yes. My friends give me crap about that all the time. Like, why do you have 80 games downloaded? Have you played all these?
Leave me
Like
alone.
10% of them.
before we move on from this topic, I do want to discuss now that we've talked about Xbox for a little bit. What do you think they're going to show in June for the showcase? We'll start
Oh
with Kelvin. What do you think?
Oh man. We talked a little bit about this. We kind of covered
Yeah, just
this
kind of give me
few
like a
episodes ago,
quick spark
but
notes, Mo.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Starfield is going to be their big heavy hitter, right? That's going to be their major
Mhm.
like flagship title that they're going to be showing. I'm really interested to see how that looks. I think it's going to be really awesome to kind of actually see that game first glance. I think they're going to start off with Starfield. I think that's like it's one of those conferences where as soon as the lights go off, it's like a trailer for Starfield. That's how I'm envisioning it.
Hmm.
And then I'm hoping. I mean, this might be a little bit crazy, but maybe Gear 6. I'm
I
hoping at least
I
a
hope, man. I
teaser of
really
it, Gear
hope.
6, at the very least, because I'm really interested in playing some more Gears. There's just there's I know Xbox is working on so many games right now, right? Like we have so many games that they're working on currently, and they have so many developers that they've acquired at this point that they're just working on so many games at the moment, and we just haven't really seen or heard much of them. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of what Xbox has in store for us with some of their new, the new acquired game or new acquired developers. So we'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see. What do you think?
Tony, what about you, Tony?
I was like, none of us are allowed to mention Starfield because that's the lock. Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lock.
yeah. That it's gonna
Um,
happen.
yeah.
What
But the
would you
beginning of
like
the
to
show,
see?
I thought that was interesting. Beginning of the show, that was an interesting
Mhm,
statement.
mhm.
I
Or
don't know if they'll do
they
that,
could
but
go at the end.
yeah.
But to me, I feel like
I mean, they
they want your
sandwiched
attention.
Infinite last year. They totally
Yeah,
sandwiched it in the middle, and I was like,
yeah,
"Wow,
yeah.
I thought you would end with that or something."
That's true. That's
Um,
fair. Yeah.
yeah, but I heard like, "What would you want to see?" That's a
Yeah,
very
what do you
different
want
question.
to
What I
see?
would, yeah,
Yes.
that's a very different question than what I think will be there.
What do you want to
Because
see?
What do you want to see?
I watched somebody's video earlier, and I try to like comment on videos when I can, and they asked that question. I'm like, I actually don't know if there is anything on the personal level that I would like blow my mind for. It's more like for others that I would be stoked for. I know there's a movement on Killer Instinct getting a damn sequel.
Yeah.
I know it. And I would flip out if I saw that for people though. For
Okay.
No,
Okay.
people. Like
right,
I'm
right,
not
right. You're
gonna play
excited.
it, but I would be like, that's sick because I know
Yep.
so
Yep.
many people wanted this. Um, and I just love it when there's that fan demand getting like, oh my god, they're doing it kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
Right.
Um, so that would be really cool. Actually on a personal level, Banjo Kazooie. It's never gonna happen.
Okay.
Oh my
It's
That's
never
a
gonna
That
happen.
would be insane.
never
I
say
would
never.
blow
Never.
my top,
With
man.
Phil Spencer on
Put my
board here,
Dude,
he wants to revive a lot of the old titles, and that could probably be one of them.
they would have to partner with somebody because freaking Double Fine, they're like, no, we want to do our own thing. Rare, no, we're not touching
Yeah,
cartoon
we're not
stuff
touching that
anymore.
anymore.
Moon
Yeah.
Studios, they're like, oh, we'll do it. The people that did Ori, no, we
Yeah.
don't want you to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah.
Like, there's been so many things that just they're not doing it. I don't know why they're not interested, but if they do, that will probably be the thing that I'll like. My chair will be on the floor and rip off my shirt or something. But
All right. Well, if Killer Instinct is shown, guys, he's gonna rip off his Banjo Kazooie.
No,
Banjo
no,
no,
Kazooie.
Banjo,
Banjo.
Banjo, yeah,
Banjo
yeah.
Kazooie. He'll rip your shirt off. Got it.
Oh,
So,
I know. Actually, Hellblade. Hellblade's my thing. That's
Hellblade,
probably
we
my
did
most
see a lot of
anticipated.
that's
Hellblade,
an
but
option. Yeah,
we could
that
definitely see more
Yeah,
of that too. That's
I
for
don't
sure.
think that's coming out this year,
No,
but
I don't
I
think so.
really, I wouldn't mind seeing just a bit more of it. Not too much though, because that's a game I
What
would
we
love to just go in blind.
what we did see was phenomenal. I thought it
It
was
was so
brilliant,
crazy.
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
Um,
Yeah.
But really, the thing I want to take away from the show is that they set up the rest of the year and have early 2023 set.
Okay.
Because I am so
Yeah.
tired of them just like, we're just going to cover the back half of the year and the holidays. That's it.
Yeah, that gets so
I
tiring and
want to
so
see them
boring.
spread shit out so
You want
bad.
hype. You
So if
want
they
hype. You want to be
say,
excited. 100%.
yeah, like if they say Hellblade, they show it early 2023. There you go. There's your
Cool.
early 2023 game, first party. There you go.
Yep. Yep.
So
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
hope they do
I like
something
that.
like that. That's what I want most probably.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights 13-minute long trailer was shown, and they're nixing the last gen versions. I will start with Kelvin.
Let's go.
What did you think of the trailer?
Okay, so I've been really excited to see this game for quite some time now. I thought this was when it was first shown, I'm like, all right, this looks really cool. This looks like something that I would really get really just put some time in, right? Watching the trailer, I'm like, this doesn't look amazing to me. Like there's nothing really that strikes me as like, wow, this is like true next gen, or this is like really innovating something. It just felt like a Arkham game, sort of, but like in an open world style. I don't know. It just didn't really hit any of the vibes that I thought it was going to hit. As far as some of the characters, like okay, Red Hood, he has. I honestly I hate when like they do this whole like oh he shoots guns but they're not lethal. They're just kind of like non lethal bullets or whatever. I think it's just kind of dumb in my opinion. But it's just weird that he's like shooting these guys and then they're jumping off, like throwing them off the buildings, and they're not. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I just could never get out of, like jump the hurdle of. Nightwing is cool. I thought he was cool. I liked his stealth approaches. The game looks cool. There's just something missing about it, and I feel like it kind of looks a little last gen. If I'm not if I'm being just kind of like just normal about this, I just feel like it just doesn't do anything that changes or innovates anything.
Tony, what did you think? Did you see the trailer?
I kind of I was like, I had to go in just before we got on this call
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
Just
had
like a
it like
drive-by.
my watch later. It was there for like the past couple days, and I just like I kept forgetting to watch it, and then I saw the docket today, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch that during lunch, and then I forgot. But I
All
squeezed it
good.
in, and I was looking at it.
What'd you think,
And
Bait? Just quick.
yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yes. Yeah.
We both
Yeah.
started off in the same way, but it's so fun fact, Arkham Knight, not Arkham City, Arkham Knight is probably one of my all-time favorite games. It actually
Mhm.
is.
Okay.
I love that game and it's gorgeous, and Rocksteady kind of set a standard. And I think that's potentially why, cuz like that game was so gorgeous. And
Beautiful
and
game.
it was very fluid too, and I think there's something about this that just feels
There's
I
like no
don't care
words
about the
for it,
visuals
right?
too much. What?
There's like no words for it. Like it's hard to like depict
It
some words that you
is,
want to
it's really
describe it.
hard to place what's like because it doesn't look bad or
Right.
anything,
No.
like it looks fine, it looks good, but
Yeah.
just nothing exactly as you said, it's not like wowing me,
Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it being a next gen exclusive, um, these days, visuals aren't the biggest deal to me because we kinda like we're getting to that point where visuals are near their peak, so, like,
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
so in this next gen stuff, in my opinion, the stuff that is exclusive, it's gonna be more gameplay innovations than visual innovations. So I I hope there is some stuff with that. Like, I don't know, just no load screens between going indoors and stuff, maybe stuff like that, to keep it
Right.
immersive. But
Frame rate up to
yeah,
snuff. Hopefully we get like a solid, like smooth
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, but I can't put the words. There's just every time I see this game, it just doesn't do anything to pull me in. I think it's cool,
Right.
but maybe it's because I like being Batman. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not shocking because I tend to disagree with whatever Kelvin says. But this trailer actually got me
Sold you?
more
Oh
hyped
my
about the
god.
game. I was actually,
Nice.
yeah, and because at first I wasn't crazy about the game when I first saw the first trailer, and I was like, this game looks okay. It just kind of looks like an Arkham bite off with different characters. And then I saw this trailer, I'm like, oh, I like the style of this game. That looks cool. So this kind of hooked me in more because it reminds me a lot of why I played Arkham games in the first place, because Arkham City is one of my favorite games. I would actually say I probably like Arkham City more than the Spider-Man games. I know it's blasphemy and
Ooh.
people will say you're crazy, but sorry, it just
It's always between those two, so you're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this game definitely got me a little more, or this trailer definitely got me a little more hyped. I did notice some of those like issues. Like there's one picture where I see Dick Grayson and his arms are like way too big for his body. Like they're like super long and he looks like an orangutan. I noticed that in the trailer and I was like, what? Did you guys not see this? It looks weird. But regardless, yeah, it got me excited. I didn't like Red Hood's gameplay style. It was weird. It looked clunky. And I was like,
Clunky. I think
yeah,
that's a great overall word to use for this game. I think clunky is the word. I think when watching the trailer, watching the gameplay specifically, it looked very clunky. Nightwing, for example, when you first see Nightwing, he just kind of slides around the screen and fighting people, like going back and forth between people, and it just kind of seems weird. The animation is kind of like choppy, sort of in a way, and it just kind of throws me off a loop a little. So that's one of my biggest gripes with what I saw. I'm like, this just doesn't look not visually as like looks great, but it just doesn't look good as far as like in a technical standpoint, you know?
right. But you also have to remember this game is also a cooperative game. So you're going to be in
Mhm.
Arkham fighting with your buddy side by side, kicking crime's ass and stuff. So that is another
I was
layer
gonna
to
say
it.
that
I
was the
think,
cool part. I
yeah,
like that. The co-op and they showed that
Yeah.
this time. That was cool.
yeah.
I still find it weird that it's only a two-player co-op and not four when there's four characters, but I mean
Oh,
that's
is that the
just
case? It's only 2?
it's only two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still,
Weird.
Well,
it's
alright.
still better than none. We
Yeah,
still
no,
have
no,
co-op
no,
Yeah.
and I
for
think
Halo.
if we go back to if we go into the conversation of like why did they scrap the last generation version, I think that could probably be it. I think a
Mhm.
lot of it might have to do with the fact that it just wasn't running well on last generation. It
Probably.
wasn't running well. It wasn't running that well on this
They
generation console, so I can't imagine it running that well on previous ones. So I think they were probably just like, hey, you know what? Let's just scrap the last one because we're just not getting the technical visualizations or technical gameplay that we want from last generation.
Yeah, they don't want to
Kelvin,
do.
they
They don't want to have a cyberpunk on their hands. You know.
I was okay, so I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say like they don't want to have a Halo Infinite on their hands. So what I mean by that is you said like
Yeah,
maybe that's why they scrapped the last gen. Is that
yeah,
maybe the
Right.
co-op is the reason why they couldn't get co-op to work? Oh, I wonder why Infinite's co-op wasn't working. So
right. Yep.
yeah,
And
they
Yeah.
yeah,
did
I
what they
think
had to do
that's
last gen.
yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest issues. But then it's weird because it's like there's a lot of people that don't have a PS5, Xbox Series X. So for them to scrap last gen is like you're potentially losing a lot of share there. You know what I mean?
Right. But we're gonna be entering in. Was it year 2, year 3 of the PlayStation 5's life cycle, Xbox Series
Yeah.
X life cycle. So at this point, like
It-
people are starting to purchase more of these consoles. They're becoming more readily available. There actually was a
Is
report
there
that
a
just
release
announced
date for this game?
October.
October. So
See, that'll
fall.
be nearly the 2-year anniversary then. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So we're starting to take that turn where we're shying away from the PS4s and Xbox Ones. So yeah, I think this isn't for me like a day one. Like I'm not going to line up at front of GameStop or I'm not going to pre-order anything like that. I say it seems like for you guys too, but this would be a perfect game for what
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For
Xbox
Game
Game Pass.
Pass.
I
I
would
was
get it on
about to
game.
tease that. I was gonna make the joke though that like, well, even if you don't have a PS5 or series, play it on the dongle.
Yes.
Exactly.
That would be perfect, dude. See, I definitely try it out, obviously. I mean, and I think I am gonna try it out eventually at some point. I think there's still enough interest there where I'm like, I do want to get my hands on it and see how it plays. And maybe
Yeah,
this is just an old build, and maybe it's something that they can definitely fix before October. But it just looked choppy, it looked clunky, like you said, and I think that was the word. Those were the words that I was trying to figure out, and I couldn't come out with.
but I'm
Yeah.
glad Rob's excited for it, or he
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
more excited.
I
That's what I
got
want to
more
see. Is some people, yeah, like I'm
yeah,
sure some people like me and Calvin, maybe not, but some people did, and I'm happy that it is getting some.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. I just kind of wish that they kind of well, at least it would have been a marketing, like a smart marketing decision if they would have kind of released this closer to when the Batman movie came out. Not saying that this correlates exactly to that movie, but
Mm,
everyone kind of
mhm,
has like that Batman hype. So I think this would
Mhm.
do
mhm.
better if it came out around, when that movie came out. So I think that might be a missed opportunity, but not my decision. Nintendo's Indie World Showcase was today.
Hey.
Showed a couple of games. I'm just going to kind of go through a list of what they showed and give a brief description of what game it was. This game called Ooblets. It's Animal Crossing meets Pikmin. You collect creatures and farm. There's Batora. It is a fast-paced action RPG. It has a similar gameplay style to Hades. There was Electhead. It is a puzzler platform that gives off Mega Man vibes. Soundfall, which is a looter shooter with a take of a rhythm game twist. Battle to the beat of the song. It is available right now. Wild Frost, a deck battler game with a winter theme. Tabs, totally accurate battle simulator. That is what it stands for.
Okay.
And this is the best description I could come up with the game. Pit an army of wobblers from different eras against each other. This was 100% probably the weirdest game that they showed. Yeah. Gunbrella. It's a gritty side scroller that uses a gun umbrella. We Are OFK is a musical narrative game. Silt. It's Limbo, but underwater. Mini motorways solve city traffic congestion, draw and build roads to keep traffic flowing. Wayward Strand. It is a narrative game set in 1970s rural Australia. Cult of Lamb. Another survival game similar to the likes of Don't Starve. And another Crab's Treasure. It is a fast paced combat game where you take control of a hermit crab on a quest to retrieve your shell. And that's all the games they showed. Tony, did you watch it? Do you have thoughts on it? What do you think?
I was I was at the edge of my seat this morning. So we're recording this Wednesday, but I think this goes up on Friday. So fun
Right,
fact of
right.
the year.
Yes.
But I woke up this morning and I was like, please don't show Fall Guys because I did a video about Fall Guys today, and I was like, if you say like the release date to Switch, I have to scrap my video, and they did it. So thank you. But at this point, maybe it's not that indie because Epic has it. But
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna shout out another game that was on this show technically, but they didn't really showcase it that you didn't mention.
This was towards the
Uh,
end, right? They kind of had like a little bundle towards the end of these shows. I didn't.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's called a One Shot. That's the game's title, and it was only on Steam up until now. Um, this one is One Shot World Machine Edition, and I looked into it, and this game looks really cool. I don't know. It's neat because like you the player are controlling a character, and that's every game, but like I guess the story has to do with that. Like this is Tico or something, and you the player are controlling them, and then Tico like will talk to you, like you
Yeah.
hey player, you over there, and like I thought that was just kind of a neat little gimmick, and it's a cool style. So but it was in that montage at the end, so people might have missed it, but
Myself,
yeah.
myself, kind of included. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. Yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna worry about these little guys, but
Yeah,
maybe it's something I should check out. One Shot
I did
Ultimate
the same
Edition,
thing. Yep. One Shot World Machine Edition.
World Machine Edition.
Very excited for Cult of the Lamb. You mentioned that one. That was revealed at I think that was at
PAX.
either Summer Game Fest
No.
or the Game Awards. I
Okay.
think it was actually the Game Awards. That's right.
Game Awards. Okay.
And maybe in 2020 or 2021. But yeah, I remember seeing the trailer of that game. Looked really cool. Very roguelike 2D animation.
Yeah.
Brutal game, but it's like you're just controlling a sheep. So
You're trying to get
Quirky
followers,
in that.
right? To
I
join your
don't
cult, something like
I
that. I
think
remember.
so. Yeah. That's the other thing. You're like building this cult. I'm like, this just seems like a metal cute game, and I dig it. The crab thing is an interesting concept, and Soundfall. Soundfall has been something for a while,
Mhm.
and it shadow dropped today. So that
Yeah.
was a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you gonna check it
but
out?
yeah, it was cool. You know, I'm sure it didn't really hype folks up in terms of the overall showcase, but I'm glad that they exist. It puts eyes on these games that nobody would have known otherwise about. So
Right. A
that's a
hundred
cool
Are
percent.
thing.
you like a an indie fan? Like, do you usually play a lot of indie games or?
I so if you asked me this question like 2 years ago, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Like I never touch indies. But then like I think it was once I finally played Undertale, thanks to Game Pass. I
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, what am I missing out
This
there? And
world.
then I started to look at indies and I was like, there's a lot of stuff that people
Oh
don't know
yeah.
about that are like hidden gems. So ever since Undertale, like 2 years ago, that's when I started like trying them now and then. Not actively, but like
Right.
one or two a year kind of a thing. Yeah.
Kel,
Yeah.
what you think?
I there were some hidden gems here. I think I kind of did like what Tony did, where I was like, oh shoot, I forgot the indie showcase was today, and I'm like quickly like trying to look at some of the trailers and stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
I think there were some sweet gems here. I definitely enjoyed Silk, that limbo style underwater game. It kind of gave me like that cool vibe. I like those dark sense of like 2D animated
Yeah, the
vibes that
monochrome
it was
kind
giving
of
me.
look.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um Another Crab's Treasure. That was my type of game, dude. Like it's like a Souls like game, which is fucking cute, but also like
It was like
challenging at
epic.
the
They
same
made it. They
time.
made it cool. Yeah, I think it was one of
So
my
Yeah.
favorites as
that
well.
I vibed with 100%. And then everything else was just like, okay, I dig it, but I don't know if I'll try it out. I think Gunbrella was kind of quirky but cool. I like the concept of having like an umbrella, kind of like blocking some of these shots and then using like different terrains to help you out. I think that was pretty
The game
cool.
actually looked pretty sick. I thought that
It
was
looked
cool.
pretty
I
sick.
forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Um, Again, it was just a lot of cool things that I would say that I would try out, but probably never will, and
Right.
that's my personal issue. It's not nothing towards the game or anything like that. It's just with my time and the way I play games, it's just hard for me to like really pick these games. Maybe I should change that up. Maybe I should be more interested in indie games because those are more bite-sized games that I could kind of, digest better, right? And not play fucking 80 hours of Elden Ring and shit. But yeah, that's just how my game style is, my play style is right now. But overall, I would say that it was a pretty nifty showcase. It had some pretty cool gems in there, and there's something for everybody in this in this showcase.
100%. And I really do like the fact that we have this indie showcase. Again, we might not be super into indies, but this gives a place where those indies can actually shine and people do get eyes on it versus, you have the big games that you're always just like, they're in your face and it's impossible to get away from. So you're just like, obviously people are going to play them, but this gives a nice place for them to kind of be like, hey, we're here too. Like we have cool games and they're not, they're
Mhm.
cheap games. And you're going to have a couple hours enjoyment. And some of the best games I've played have been indie games. I also think it's great to dive into some indies once in a while because it's a good palate cleanser, right? You kind of
Yes.
strip away
Yes.
the graphics and this and the dirt and the whatever,
Yes.
and you really see the vision of the developer, come to fruition when you play these games, and it's really it opens up your eyes, and I think this is what this showcase is about. Is just like, hey, there's little guys too, and they can actually make some stories that are even better than some of the triple A titles.
Yeah.
I
You asked
definitely
me earlier about like how often I use Game Pass, and
yeah.
indies was definitely the
Yeah.
thing that like
Mhm.
I really got to experience thanks to that. And
Mhm.
that's kind of what got me into them. Like there's some good indies on that, and yeah, just the charm of them sometimes is really cool. And you like start to like, oh, I'm curious if this studio will get any bigger and what they'll do next, kind of a thing. So you'll
Right.
find like the little guy to kind of root for. Yeah, like the guy that did Tunic. I freaking loved that
I haven't
game.
Oh,
played. I haven't
And
tried Tunic yet. I gotta
I
try it.
saw your little description on Twitter when you were posting about
I
it.
I loved that game, and I also hated the hell out of it because of how challenging it got. But
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's like I heard him on a podcast, and they're like, "Are you gonna do anything else after this?" And he's like, "I don't know." And same with the Outer Wilds team, my all-time favorite indie
Yeah.
game. I want to know, are they gonna do anything else? I don't know,
We'll
but
see.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think one of my earliest like indie games that I first started playing was Child of Light. I don't know if you guys ever
Mm,
played that game.
Yeah.
I
That
think
was
I've
I've heard
wild.
of
mentioned
it.
That was on
I
PS4 back when PS4 first came out. That was a long time ago.
while back, but I know they like remastered it or something like that, for like the you know earlier generation stuff. But it's a phenomenal game. You should definitely check it out if you could find it. One of those, and then I think there was another one. It's a Ubisoft game too. I think it was like Valiant Hearts or something like
Valiant
that.
Hearts,
Valiant Hearts.
yeah.
That Valiant Hearts. That was a really cool
Yeah.
game. So that's kind of where I started playing indie games, and then I kind of like fell off a little bit and slowly started gravitating towards some indies. But again, it just depends on the art style for me and depends on like how much time I have, if I can really dive in and to play this game for like 3 to 4 hours. And that's just my take on stuff like that.
Well, that's why the Nintendo showcase is perfect because it's on the
Yeah.
Switch and you can
Right.
take your Switch anywhere. So the indies are kind of like the perfect place to
Yes.
live on the
Yes.
Switch, you know?
Yeah. But if I
Yes.
had to
No
pick
Silk
one, I'd
Song.
probably.
No
Yeah,
Silk
what was
Song.
that? Oh yeah.
No Silk Song.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
always in the chat. I don't know if you guys look at the chat, but every Nintendo Indie
yeah.
World,
Yep.
every time, all you see in the chat is Silk Song, Silk Song. That's all I
Right,
ever
right.
see
We'll
in the
do it one
chat.
day. They know there's a huge demand for it. So they'll I hope one day,
Yeah.
next one. I gotta keep hoping. On in-game chat, we're gonna be chatting with Tony, who goes by Samurai Kibiji, as he gives us the rundown on how his YouTube career started and where it's taken him today. Okay.
Hmm.
First question. And Kelf, don't be afraid to just like jump in and just like ask whatever questions you want. Again, we're grilling Tony. We're putting some salt, some pepper, maybe some
Yep.
chipotle, on there. Whatever
Yep.
you want.
Yep. You got it.
My first question for you is, how did you start this journey? Why did you want to become a content creator? Kind of run us through that.
So at first, because you guys asked how long I was doing this when we like first got in contact, and
Yeah.
like I said, I've been on the platform for 12 years, but kind of took it more seriously the past 6. And those first 12, those first half the 12 years, I just liked having my stuff up somewhere and for me to be able to watch it and for hopefully others to watch it. But then admittedly it started off on I would say a selfish note. I really like, I can admit that. Just like the idea of the name Samurai Kibiji was, fun fact, from a comic or a manga I made way back. It was like my favorite character from it. And I'm like, that's never going to happen. But what if I made a channel, like a gaming channel, and you could watch a bunch of shenanigans of Samurai Kibiji going into all these worlds and adventuring around in them and stuff. And that was the idea. And kind of just started to develop once I saw people liked every now and then my opinion on stuff or like a reaction to something. And then it just kind of like started to roll into, my word, for some reason, I resonate with people when I'm just like speaking to them and what we care about, kind of a thing. And that's what really kept me sticking around and going. It's a long-winded answer, but just start off at first. Look at my adventures to eventually like, let me engage with you. Like, that's really what it is. I want to engage with you about these interesting topics. So that's like
Gotcha.
every video I do, truly. Like, I just want to engage with people. I get addicted to my comment section because of that.
Yeah.
No, and that's the way it should be, honestly. And then what you said was very profound, and even admitting that it was for selfish reasons too. And a lot of people, you don't get that sense of being fake, and you're doing it for the views. Like obviously, people want views and stuff like that, but you
Yeah.
did it because you truly believe like your opinion kind of matters when it comes to this thing that you love, this hobby. And I think that it shows, right? I mean, people always come back to watch your streams. I mean, you have a ton of subscribers right now. I think you're at 32,000.
Mhm.
So you're definitely doing something right on this journey. And it's a hard journey because there are a ton of people that do it and fail at it. But I think you're taking it with the right approach, and it's gotten you pretty far.
And I think for me, what gravitated me towards you was just like we mentioned earlier, the passion that you show, right? Like the passion that you show, and not just like your reaction videos, but just like in every video that you have, it's just like even if you don't know who PBG is, you know that he cares about what he's doing, whatever it is, whether you care about it or not. you know this guy cares about what he's doing, and that's what. And obviously, me being a Kingdom Hearts fan, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I can relate to you because I love Kingdom Hearts.
Mhm.
Like this is like my jam, and to see someone, and I don't have a lot of close friends that I can react the way that you do, which kind of like I wish I could react that way sometimes. Like I wish I could
My poor
cry.
chair, man. My poor
Yeah,
chair.
that chair, dude. I'm so
Passion,
sorry.
passion to say that,
Toy Story reveal. I'm like, damn, dude.
this guy, this guy, man.
That's the best. I tell
Yes,
people like that is the best reaction of me to
yes.
anything.
Yes, dude. But that's the thing. I don't have a lot of people close to me that I can really react like that. You know what I mean? I have like a
Yeah.
very like collared, not really collared, but like go to work. I work at a hospital. No one cares about games there. I'm just like doing my thing. Come home. My wife doesn't care about games. So it's just like when I get to talk about games and when I get to talk about my reaction and how I feel about things, it's with Rob and then whoever is my guest here, right? And then seeing you react the way you did with like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that, I'm like, wow, this guy, I understand his level of
Resonate
excitement.
with
You know
him.
what I mean? I resonate with that. So you definitely are doing great things, and keep up the great work because it's showing.
Thank you for telling me that actually, yeah, because sometimes I don't really feel the reactions, and I don't typically like you guys said it, like the whole like passion thing. You don't just do it for the views or whatever.
Right.
I could, like there's certain
Oh,
videos I think
yeah.
I could upload, and just because of the timing and topic of it, I could do it. But I have to have some kind of interest in it to do it. I
Yeah.
really do. I know there's a lot of things I've missed out on that could have grew the channel, but like
Mhm.
if I'm just not interested in it, then I don't feel like I would do it good, kind of a
Right.
thing. So, yeah, we'll
We
see.
I mean, I think I say this to every single guest that we've had here, but like we've dabbled a lot with YouTube when we first started off. And I think at some point in the future we will probably go back to YouTube like full fledged once we kind of like grow a little bit more and know exactly how to do things more. But it's hard. YouTube is difficult, right? And if you want to always get those views and you always want to get those subscribers, you're always trying to find that high. You're always trying to find that like,
Mhm,
oh, what's the hottest thing out there right now?
Yep.
And then sometimes it's not really something that you want to do, right? We did that
mhm.
a lot all the time. We had this segment where we just played a bunch of games and we talked about it, right? And then we posted a video, but we would literally kill ourselves just trying to play any game that we can find, trying to react to it, trying to, give our
You got
thoughts to
burnt
it. And
out
it just
so
it just
quick.
burnt us out. You know what I mean? To the point where we're just like, this is not fun anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
we kind of took a stand and we're like, you know what, let's just not do that anymore. And that's okay. If you see that there's things that you're not enjoying, then it's okay to remove yourself from that content.
Yeah.
And speaking of cotton, Tony, what is the piece of content that you're probably the most proud of that's out right now? I know you mentioned the Toy Story reaction. That was pretty crazy. But
Well, I'm not
personally,
proud of that. Like, I just think it was funny. That
but
was
like,
just funny.
did you buy a new chair after this, or was it like okay to?
It's
Wait,
I'm still like,
it's
this is
still.
still the same
Oh
chair. It's the
damn,
wow.
same chair from all of
damn!
them, and I
You
wanna
might want to
switch it
contact that
soon, but
company and see if you could
Shout
get,
outs to the
some kind
chair.
of affiliate or something because
dude, he's
yeah.
still kicking.
Shout
He's
outs to
still
the chair.
actually, was that the king? No, this is the same chair as the Twister one. Anyways, proudest though. So I am happy to like be able to say I have achieved 1 million views twice. A lot of people might think just once, but it's actually twice. There's like an
Mhm.
anime
That's
thing I
pretty
did way
wild.
back, and I got uh, this hijacker situation basically removed it, so that's sad. But this other one is like a Xbox versus PlayStation meme I did. Um, that was a comment section I actually hated.
Oh, that was a fun
um,
time, I bet.
yeah, but uh, if I had to pick a single piece of content, there is, as I said, I have an anime channel, West Side Otaku, because I do love anime. Gaming's my passion, but I do also love anime. That's primarily what I watch if I watch stuff now. And there's a video I did about if you ever watch My Hero Academia, the lesson of Mirio. Um, and it was a really deep video essay, and I'm very surprised it got a great deal of views and like engagement as well. It impacted people because it was just like this life lesson that it actually really impacted me during a time, probably the worst time in my life. It was during that my YouTube channel got hijacked basically, and I lost like a lot of shit. And the video, like I kind of plugged that in, and I was super proud of it. Like I spent 4 hours writing it, edited to hell on it, and it's emotional, and it just I'm glad that it impacted people, and that's probably the one. Like I love that one so much, and I'm glad to say like, yeah, I did that kind of a thing. So
I definitely missed that one. I have to check that out for sure because
yeah,
I
it's
missed that
on
one.
both channels technically, because I put it
Okay.
up like when I was transitioning to splitting my channel off.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was originally gaming and anime, but then I split
Mhm.
it to make Samurai Kibiji Gaming, West Side Otaku Anime. So
Right.
Gotcha.
it's technically on both.
I definitely have
Gotcha.
to check that out as well because again, a lot of people resonate with that character, and they would, in that scene, it's one of the most powerful scenes in anime. I'd say recent anime was.
Oh, so you know what
if
I'm
you know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's insane, and I'm definitely want to see. It's kind of hard to talk about that without getting
It's
emotional
spoiler,
because
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that too, yeah.
So with that, Kelv, Tony, what do you play on? What is your console of choice? What is it? Is it PlayStation? Is it Xbox? Is it PC?
So
Game
this
Boy?
is the first generation that I actually have all 3 systems. I have always been an Xbox guy, though. To answer your question, my primary thing is Xbox, but this is the first generation I actually have a Series X, PS5, and a Nintendo Switch. Switch OLED, actually. So it's like literally the newest and coolest stuff. But I am just still like 90, maybe like 85% on my Xbox, 10% on my Switch, and like 5% on my My PS5 is collecting dust, man.
Man.
Yeah. But
not the first time I've heard a lot of people get a PS5 and they weren't PS5 people before. They weren't Sony people before. They kind of got it because of exclusives and they want to try out the new game. And they get excited, they get it, and then it's just like, okay, I'm done.
It's pretty much the exclusive machine. Like that's how I look at the Switch and my PlayStation right now. It's like if I'm going to buy a game that isn't a third-party multi-plat thing, then that's when I'll go to those systems. So yeah, and I'm going to come back to my PS5 soon because I want to play Forbidden West. Still haven't played that.
I have to get through that.
Yeah.
Just,
but
Elden Ring. Blame Elden Ring on that
I'm
one.
always on my Xbox. That's just it. I'm always on my Xbox.
What are you
I hate
currently
doing
playing?
PC.
You don't like PC gaming?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that
I'm right there with you, by the way. I'm right there with you.
I
just don't care for like the only thing I will actively love to play on it is Phasmophobia, and that's just because that's the only place I can play.
You play?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love Phasmophobia.
Yeah, we'll have to play
I
together.
hate horror games. Oh, let's go, please.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wait,
I love that game.
You hate horror games, or you love horror games?
I hate horror games.
I'm right there with you, dude. I can't do it.
Wow, you and Rob are like right there because Rob hates horror games.
Dude,
I can only play
games.
them if someone's in the room with me, watching me play the game.
Yes.
I can't actually play them by myself because I think it's just torture. I don't know if you feel the same way, but
it's just not fun to me. It's just not fun.
It is a blast. It is a blast.
No, dude, it's not a blast. But Phasmophobia is fun because you're with friends.
You're with friends. It is bugged
and you can leave whenever the hell you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the other thing. You're not locked in the Outlast like, I gotta get out of here. No, you can just choose to go in, and if things are looking bad, just
be out.
Just turn the other direction. That's it.
Did you play the newest Resident Evil 7 or Village?
I haven't played a single Resident Evil.
What? You heard it here.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
First,
I was gonna say Colt Eastwood's show I was on. He got the exclusive. Yeah. I've never played Assassin's Creed. Your guys's I'll give is I've never played a Resident Evil. So there you go.
Wow.
There's your exclusive.
Wow. Yeah, if you hate horror games, don't play Village. There is one. No. There's one scene in there.
Biohazard was worse. I heard Biohazard was worse.
Yeah, Biohazard. So yeah, I get what you're talking about, Rob. It is fucked up in every sense of the word, but you get past it. After that, it's not that bad. You know what I mean?
I still no. I would no. You couldn't pay me to play that part again. I'm not doing it. That was miserable.
Dead Space all the way, man. Dead Space for me is probably like the best as far as like horror.
My friends keep asking me like, when are you gonna finish Dead Space? Because if you want to look at old videos, look up Samurai Kibiji Dead Space. There's like old ass videos of me trying to play it. And it's literally like just chapter 1, chapter 2. Haven't touched it since chapter 2. And it was like 5 years ago. Like,
oh my god, dude.
It's a fantastic game. Like I can respect them still. I played Outlast, and I'm like, that was a fantastic horror game, but I
Fantastic, yeah.
hated the hell out of it.
They're making a remake of
So,
Dead Space, so now's your chance. Your chance is now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotta do it.
you know, I am good.
You know what, Tony? I'm not trying to tell you, you should do something, but maybe in your channel, you should open up a horror section where you stream on,
He's
on
already
Twitch.
saying no. He's like, nah,
You stream
nah.
horror
I mean,
games
okay,
because
I don't mind streaming horror games because, like, I don't prefer it, but at least then there's something funny to witness. At
Sure,
least there's
sure,
something
sure.
to make out of it. But just to
Right.
play it on my own,
no.
fuck
That's why I said
that.
stream. Of,
Fuck
give
that.
people what they want. They want people to be like freaking out playing these games.
Right,
And
right.
you're the best kind of person to play that game.
So, what are you playing right now? Like, what's your current game that you're playing at the moment?
I am taking May to just be with Halo Infinite Season 2. If
Okay.
there's a good weekly, then I will play. If there isn't a weekly, I am purposely not going to because I want to let that battle pass last as long as possible.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm just finally back in the land between with Elden Ring.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
took
I saw that
took
you
like
were
a
back in Elden
2-month
Ring.
break from it, man. I was
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
Tunic and Kirby, and there's 3 games I'm playing.
Okay.
Infinite Season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's a good weekly, Elden Ring is the main squeeze in terms of single player, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
Ooh, that's a
I
twist.
hate this game with a burning passion because of how much I adore it.
I have to pick that up. Is it you're playing it on Xbox right now?
Yeah, but you can play it on anything. If you get
Yeah.
it's like Fortnite, if you get an Epic Games thing, there's cross progression, cross play. Same thing, like make an Konami account, you can play it anywhere, literally anywhere, including my damn phone, and I hate it because I want to play it everywhere.
Jeez, yeah.
Freaking, I don't think I have been as addicted to a multiplayer competitive game in my entire life.
What was
I
the
really
I
one?
might
don't
have to
think
get
so.
back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Damn. It's been a
Dude,
minute.
be careful. Be
It's been a
careful.
while.
What
Be
was the one
so
for
careful.
Game
Remember
Fan?
we had Rob, remember all the good times we had playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh my god, it's such an I love that card game. Out of all the card games, like it's like there you have Pokemon,
Like
you have Magic the
strategic-wise?
Gathering.
Yeah.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, now it's like kind of crazy, but back then it was kind of
It
like
is
more
crazy
less like simple. But
Yeah,
I
it
loved
was
it.
much more simpler back then.
Yeah, but I definitely got to try that out for sure.
Yeah,
sure,
be
for sure.
careful.
So
Just be
going back to
careful.
Halo though, I'm
Yeah.
very curious to know what you think, and I think Rob knows where I'm going with this. As far as like battle royale, do you think we will see Halo reach that point where we get a battle royale for it?
I know about all the. Here's another thing about the channel. I tend to try not to talk about leaks and rumors because
Okay.
I take those with a huge grain of salt, and I like to talk about what's confirmed. But or very official sources at the least. But I think we will get that. But I'm very on the fence because we kind of already have a mini version of it currently with Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they like made a much bigger scope one, I guess is the question.
Well, yeah, they just have to kind of make a big
Maybe,
team
but I
battle
think
version.
they'll wait. I think they'll wait till like season 3 if they did, but I for some reason can't see it. I want it. If you ask me that, do you want that? Yes, I do.
Do you want a battle royale Halo game?
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be totally fun, and it would work for Halo. That's fine. And guess what? The people that are like, no, that'll ruin the game. Then don't play it. Then don't play that mode.
yeah,
Play
that
Pizza Hill. Play Team Slayer. Play Rank. Play
100%.
whatever
You're
the hell you
100%.
want. You don't have
But
to
you're gonna
play it.
catch me playing battle royale for sure, 100%.
Yeah, it's something else to do. So
Right.
yeah, but
I just wanted to hear your take
don't
on
know.
that because I was just curious. That's all.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if they'll do it. They probably will, and if they do, I'll be happy. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure. I don't know if I can see it.
So, last thing I'm going to ask you, Tony, before we move on to some trivia, what did you think about the newest Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer? Since
We
you
had
are,
to
I mean,
ask
we
that.
had Halo. Now we got to talk
had
about Kingdom Hearts, our two favorite games. So,
Hey, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is my number 3. I think that's true. I love that game to death.
okay. Who's your
But I
main?
always feel guilty because it's like that's like a celebration of gaming. So I'm like,
Sure,
Right.
sure.
can I say that? But
Everyone loves Super Smash Brothers. Everybody. We can't. No
yeah.
one hates that game.
The Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, I do have a video about this to feel free to plug in to whoever's listening. But the video is more so about like a new concept in the trailer.
Right.
To immensely sum it up, it's just the method of hopping worlds might be different in this game. It's no longer gummy ships. It's potentially jumping realities. But that's what, go to the video for more on that. But as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, another video I kind of want to do at some point is what Kingdom Hearts 4 could do to bring me back. Keywords, to bring me back. Because yes, I love Kingdom Hearts. I made that joke earlier. I love everything about them olden days. The newer days, I'm not as interested anymore.
Yeah.
Because
I kind of felt that that's where you were at this point. Yeah.
I just don't like the direction things are going. And so I'm hoping the more they show of 4 that I'm wrong. And I have to cut myself off in this because it could be a long ramble. But like the trailer, it gives me some good vibes. Like I'm like, okay, very realistic tone. This looks great. I truly do think the game will look as good as the trailer because that was before they're on Unreal 5. So it might have been a polished Unreal 4 trailer. If it was, cool. They're going to have a better engine to make it look that good. So, so I think it's going to look that good. The combat is probably going to be the fun Kingdom Hearts combat as usual. And I hope they do live action Disney worlds. I'm assuming that's why they have this direction. And I just don't want the Disney stuff to go away. That's it.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Yeah, I don't
want it to go away.
I'm like the opposite of that. Okay, that's funny that you talk about that. Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to go into too much of this. But.
I think they're going to go in that direction. Trying to think you might be onto something just because if you look at this trailer specifically, it was a lot less cryptic than other trailers previously for the other games where they were like secret, light, and dark, and this and that. And it was kind of like not about that. It was just like, here's a game. Here's Sora. He's going to fight a bad, he's in real life right now. There you go. So
this was also the very first trailer.
This is the afterlife. That's the thing they kind of try to make clear somewhat. Yeah, this is the afterlife for us.
Yeah.
Before we end the show, we're going to do some gaming trivia. Okay. Now, I'm each going to ask you 3 questions. Whoever has the most points by the end will win the trivia.
Crap.
All right.
Only 3.
Only 3. That's it. We only did 3. So. But I made them good. I made
sudden
them good
death instantly.
Yeah, seriously. And no, these are not multiple choice, correct?
Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Okay.
Oh, thank God. All right.
So how do we? Is there a buzzer? Do we speak or?
No, I'm going to ask you both specific questions, kind of tailored with stuff you know.
Oh, okay. So technically, there's 6 questions then.
There's 6 questions, so 3 each. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Got you.
Okay.
Who's first? Tony.
Let's do Tony first.
We're gonna give each other crap, man, because it's like, oh, you give him that question,
right? Like, really, dude? That's fucked up, man.
I'm not gonna make it super easy for you guys, by the way, because I know Tony knows a lot about certain things, so I'm gonna kind of stay away from that. All right, Tony. First question for you.
Don't be cheating, Rob.
What or who was not a DLC character in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U? It is. These are the options: Robin, Lucas, Ryu, Mewtwo. Who out of those characters was not a DLC character?
Robin was in the base roster. It is not Robin.
Got it right. It's Robin. Robin was on the base roster.
All right.
That was a good question. Yeah, that almost tricked me up.
I put Lucas in there because I'm like, everyone's going to say Lucas because Lucas seems like he would be just...
No.
I would have almost put, like, instead of Ryu, I would have put in Roy to be like, because then it's like all characters that are from the past to like mix people up. Yeah.
Right.
That's fair.
All right. Awesome. I'm not shocked you got that, but that good. Awesome. Because I remember that was like kind of like...
earlier was number 3. What did I say? Okay.
All right, Kelvin, this question is for you.
Oh, God, I'm going to fuck this up. All right, go.
What was the nickname of the original Xbox controller? This is multiple choice. The boss, the giant, the duke, the nuke.
The Duke.
Yeah, it's the duke. You got it right.
Yeah.
I knew if I was asked Tony, he would 100% get that. Like,
Yeah.
so
Did you know
easily.
that before he read them off, Kelvin?
No, not at all. I
Yeah,
knew
I did.
it was
Yeah,
like,
I was like, it's the Duke.
oh my God. I was like, thank God this is multiple choice.
So we both had the same reaction. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. All right.
All right, so it's 1-on-1. It's a 1-1. Tony, in the original Kingdom Hearts, you can find a Keyblade where you fight Riku for the last time. What is the name of that Keyblade?
You can find this Keyblade at the same spot you fight Riku at for the last
In
time
the
in the
same
game.
location where you fight
Yeah,
Riku.
it's in the same room. That would be Oblivion.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. It is Oblivion.
That's good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Wow, damn, you know your stuff.
I was gonna say, like, if you want to make that hard, just been like, where exactly do you find the Oblivion Keyblade? in Kingdom Hearts 1? I would have been like in the room before you entered the door. Or whatever.
Right. I didn't want to make it impossible for some people. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
All right. Kelvin,
Yeah, let's do this.
in Halo Reach,
God damn it, Rob.
what
All
was the name of your Spartan unit? This is not multiple choice.
Oh, come on. Okay. Is he gonna give me a hint? I think he's gonna give me a hint.
Who are these guys? Who were they?
Oh my God. That doesn't help me. Is it OST or something?
You are wrong. It is Noble Team 6.
Oh God. Okay. I would have never guessed that.
Noble Teams.
Noble Team 6. Again, question I didn't want to ask Tony because I knew he would get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I admit there was a part of me that really cringed the second you said it's not multiple choice. I was like, oh, come on.
I'm terrible at this. I'm telling you.
Okay. Last question for Tony. Which of the following is not a Bethesda title?
Wait, say that again? But
What?
a Bethesda title?
Yeah, which of the following is not a Bethesda title? Prey, Dishonored, Brink, Baldur's Gate.
Damn it.
10 seconds.
I know it's between two. Oh, I know it's between two. Did you say Blink or Brink?
Brink.
Brink. Baldur's Gate.
You, sir, are correct.
Oh,
Damn.
I've
Kelvin.
never heard of Brink before, but I knew. I'm like Dishonored and Prey. I know for a fact those are Bethesda.
For sure.
And
Right.
I know the studios that did that. It was the same studio. But I haven't heard of Brink, and I know Baldur's Gate.
That's why I picked it,
No,
because I
just
had
didn't
no
think
idea.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what this game is, so I'm going to put it there. All right, Kelvin.
If you said Blink, then I would have known for sure. I'm like,
No,
Blink was not
Blink's with the
Bethesda.
cat, right? With the furry cat.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Kelvin, you can tie the score, and it will end in a tie, or you can lose the game.
Wait, why?
He
How?
lost the point. No, he
I
can only
lost.
get 2 out of 3. I've got
Yeah,
all
I
3 of
lost.
mine.
Oh, you didn't get Noble Team 6. You're right. My bad. Yeah, you're pretty screwed. Yeah, but
yeah,
we're gonna
but
ask
this
anyways.
is-
But let's just see what happens.
What was the price of the 20 gig model of the PS3 when it first dropped?
All right, come on. I mean, this is how you see me as Rob. This. Come on, it's $600. Was it six? Okay, wait, hang on. Before I say anything, hang on. You want the exact specific number?
I have multiple choice for this, so I will give you the multiple choice.
I was gonna say I got multiple choice. He should get multiple choice.
All right, go.
$5.99, $3.99, $4.49, $4.99.
It's $5.99.
You, sir,
I know
are
because
incorrect.
I paid. Wait, what?
Yeah. Yep.
You're incorrect.
He's correct. You're correct. Oh, incorrect.
He's incorrect.
What?
The
I was just
PS3?
thinking too.
The PS3, when it
When
first
it
released,
first came out,
the 20 gig model for the PS3 when it first released was not $5.99. That was for the 60 gig model. The 20 gig model was $4.99.
fuck
Oh.
Damn.
you. Damn.
You were
That
so
Trick
got
confident
me.
on that.
question.
I was so confident. I'm like, yeah, I know that shit because I
Trick
paid that much money.
question.
Damn, I just
I thought you
suck,
were gonna
dude.
get that. I thought you were 100% gonna get that.
That was a
That
that was a
was
tricky one. That was a tricky one. I admit.
I was
Okay,
gonna
that was
say
good.
that was a hard one. I feel bad.
It's all good.
um,
Damn.
Like if
All
you
right.
gave me that question, I would have probably failed it too. Well, we both got that one wrong, so
Yeah, it's fine. You know what I mean? I knew I was gonna suck at trivia. I just didn't know how bad I was gonna suck. You know what I mean?
well, I thought I was going hard on Tony, but I guess I didn't go hard
No,
enough with some of the
this was
questions.
easy. He's like,
Yeah, he
dude,
was
what
just
the
like,
fuck?
I
This
got
is what you
this.
call trivia, dude? Come on.
the only one I struggled with was the Bethesda one, and that's just
Yeah.
because I didn't know what Break was. So,
Right. Damn.
Well,
All right.
congratulations, you are the champion for this episode's trivia.
Dun, dun.
Nicely done, nicely done. Your trophy is a shout out. Everyone, go to Samurai Kibiji and watch his videos, especially the Toy Story one. I just watch that one and check out what's the name of your anime channel. Plug it
West
in.
Side Otaku.
West Side Otaku. Please go ahead and check that channel out if you're a fan of anime. I know I am. I'm hooked on. Do you watch Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you caught. Yeah. You caught up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
all right, yeah. Do you talk about Attack on
Oh, yeah.
Titan on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Very much. Yes. It is a masterpiece.
Yeah, and Tony, I want to say thank you again for joining the show. It was an absolute pleasure to have you, just talking games and kind of showing us into your world. Anything you want to say to the listeners here?
Thank you very much, listeners. And you deserve to know that you have interests. And as long as those interests don't hurt people, physically or emotionally, you deserve to love them and just own them and be proud of them. And that's my motto. I always try to end my videos with is just be geek, be proud, be awesome. Own what you love. Just be happy with it. And when you enjoy life, you'll attract awesome people or awesome things that can happen to you. So be geek, be proud, be awesome. That's what I want you to take home. And check out my video about Fall Guys. People are enjoying it for some reason.
Love that. And I know you stream. Where can they find you? What times can they find you on Twitch?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Samurai Kibiji, which you'll see how to spell that in the description. It's Kibiji. But
yeah, we'll play
every Monday and Thursday night, 4 to 6 p.m. now. We went from 1.5 to 2 hour streams now. So there you go. Every Monday and Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific time. Awesome.
West Coast, baby.
It was a pleasure having you, Tony, and we should definitely do this again sometime if you're willing to.
Yes. As long as if I'm going to be grilled again, just make sure I'm seasoned next time.
I think you were pretty seasoned.
You're pretty seasoned, man. You see how you killed that
I
trivia.
was the one that was raw over here. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you so much,
everyone.
everyone,
Being here, guys,
for listening.
Awesome.
And if you guys like what you hear, don't be afraid to go on to your favorite streaming service, give us a review. It really helps us out, and let us know if there's anything you want to change. If you want to be a guest on the show, let us know as well. We'll plug you in. And as you can see, we have some fun times here. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Tony, again, thank you. Kelvin, I'll see you soon. Have a good night, everyone, or good day.
See ya.
Whatever.
Good night.